Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a new series on the channel that I would like to call This and That. I have an abundance of chores to get done that I'm trying to get better at not neglecting. So I thought I would come up with a new way for me to essentially do what I would like to do content-wise, catch up on some mangas and start some new mangas. So I thought I'd combine both of those things, read manga, let you know what it is, kind of go over maybe what I do know about it. If I don't know anything about it, I'm just going to go into it blind, and then time-lapse that footage of me reading as much as I feel is necessary. But I do need to, like I said, do this and that, and every so often the time-lapse will slow down after I move the set piece back a little bit, take a seat, and start folding some clothes and then going over what I've read so far and what it's made me feel like, just how hyped it may be making me to continue to read it. And then I will, keep going back and forth and so on and so forth until more laundry is done. Start some new loads. It won't be always the same chore. Anything that involves, so maybe doing the dishes, loading the dishwasher, then reading for a bit, taking you guys over there, unloading the dishwasher, just chores that need to be done around the house, stuff like that. Some DIY stuff may make it into the cut. But today, without further ado, we are going to be reading Berserk, Volume 1 of the Deluxe Edition. These are my favorite types of hardcovers or versions of the mangas, like sort of a compendium. I do have, as you can see over here, the Death Note volumes, or the Black Editions, 1 through 6. I am on the 5th one as of right now, and then I picked up this guide on how to read Death Note. It has some character descriptions, just some guides on the ins and outs of the story itself, and then some short stories as well. I got lucky to pick this copy up at Barnes & Noble when I took my girlfriend out for her Valentine's Day shopping spree, and got lucky enough that a local comic book shop I called, they held this for me. They had just got it in used. I don't know much about Berserk other than Guts theme. And also that it has some of the most insane villains, story concepts, and I'm scared of what this is going to do to me. But there are 13 volumes of these deluxe editions. I'm going to try my hardest to get my hands on all 13. But let's start the time lapse. I'm going to start on Berserk, and I will see ya when I get to folding some clothes. I hope you enjoy. If you do like this series, drop a comment. Tell me any other mangas or series that you'd like me to do, but I'm going to try to get through most of these and finish Death Note throughout some of the other episodes. But let's get right into Berserk and just see how mentally scarring this could be. I'll catch you here in a little bit. the fuck is that? Well, I just finished The Black Swordsman, and by golly, holy smokes, insanity. Let me move this tray back a little bit. Ooh, don't look at my butt. Yo. God. Berserk has to be one of the, oh look at that. It was almost folded right. One of the most badass figures in manga that I've read so far. I mean, characters as well, just in terms of indomitable human spirit. That's insane. So yeah, it kind of opens on something really weird and weird, but let's just say coitus with some sort of demon thing at this point. I don't know much about Berserk or anything like that, but yeah, that a lady turns into a crazy monster during the middle of it, and he wow. He straight up ska. Then yeah, cut to like the town, holding this little elf companion, side quest character at the tavern or whatever, captive, and Guts enters and doesn't really appreciate the locals, which are, as we learned, technically these bad guys sent by like some sort of that are in charge of basically keeping these people under their finger, under their thumb, by like the Serpent King. And yeah. Guts ends up, after taking out all of those those thugs at the tavern, just goes to work at the tavern, just unleashing his what did she want to call it, slab. Yeah, the little elf wanted to call his sword the slab, and he ends up not taking her heating or heatants, whatever you want to call it, that they were going to be coming for him. But Guts does not care. He goes out, and they end up capturing him, fucking torturing him. He doesn't budge. He does not care. I don't know what this character's entire, I mean, we'll get to like through all that stuff and the lore and the backstory as to why he's so hardened and everything, but my boy does not care about pain or suffering at this point in time, or does, but just not letting it get in his way. Again, the indomitable human spirit, get it persevering within him. Then we lead on to the oh gosh, what do you want to call it? Him essentially escaping, as the elf goes on to see that the town is being absolutely Game of Thrones season 8, and then the Guts goes on after finding the Serpent King, takes just crossbow bolts flying at a 7,000 or what is it, rounds per minute. Rounds per minute, just taking every single one of his little cronies out. Ends up kind of getting the upper hand, as you think, on the Serpent King dude. I'll learn more and more of like what they're actually called. What seemingly annihilates them. This is too wrinkly. I'm gonna have to dry this one. Some wrinkle release if I want next time I'm gonna wear it. That's the problem with not folding these clothes as often as they should be folded. But we do get very busy, and so that's what the series is about. Trying to maintain. Oh gosh, maybe I'll learn how to fold some clothes a little bit better over time as well. Who knows? But yeah, then the Serpent King goes on to transform after getting absolutely what you think is decimated by Guts, and turns into his second form, which is an actual full-on like serpent. Kind of manhandles Guts for just a little bit, and Guts ends up just getting the upper hand and obliterating this Serpent Demon King, however you want to call it. But yeah, sort of end that little arc, the Black Swordsman arc, and let's just do a little speed, a time lapse of me folding these clothes because I just want to get on to reading some more of it. So I will see after this time lapse, and we'll get back into the continuation of this after I get a full thing folded. I'll get more efficient as this process goes on. All right, back to it. Got one basket done and folded, separated into my girlfriend's and my clothing. Got the second basket set up. So let's get into what is the second, I would say, chapter called The Brand. Honestly, been insane so far, not knowing anything really about Berserk other than the Guts theme and some of the little YouTube shorts or YouTube videos that I see on some of them, or this famous video right here from another I guess YouTube book reader and reviewer. I'll just put it right here real quick.
I'm reading a backwards book this afternoon, Berserk. I have no idea what it's about. Okay, so we've been through a lot. I've been through worse.
Let's get into the brand and see where it takes us from where we just left off. Yep, we are here. Alright, I'll see you here in a little bit with a little bit more review of Berserk. Fantastic so far, and then we'll get on to the folding and review. Here we go. The brand. Oh yeah. That is the end of the brand. My goodness gracious. Well, unfortunately, the trope of wandering away in the woods down a trail ends up having somebody coming up alongside you because it's raining outside, and they just want to be kind and polite and offer you a ride. And Guts being seemingly at this point. This isn't something I've talked very much about, but I do have a official diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder. So I've been working on that, and it is your own kind of once you understand it. You just kind of, without what's in this pocket. Ooh, and then I'll get on the side tangent. It feels like money. Ooh, fires keepers, losers, weepers. It is money too. I can feel it. Oh boy! I got $30. Let's go. But I'll set this back here on the prop table. Getting back to the narcissistic personality disorder. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to myself, most of my thoughts and feelings and rationale go towards me being the center of my own universe, which means unintentionally neglecting the needs and wants of others, but it does not feel that way, if that makes sense, to people like myself that do suffer. And I do mean suffer from this because it does make life a living hell. Trying to interact appropriately with individuals because of past pain, trauma, other conditions you may suffer from, which having chronic pain, a panic disorder, and also being having narcissistic personality disorder, it does lead to a very, very tough social existence and just existence in general, because your brain is constantly belittling others and not respecting them as equals, unfortunately. But I am sensing a lot of narcissistic personality disorder from Guts himself. because in the instance that one of the evil spirits comes to attack Guts on the carriage, because he ends up giving in to a little bit of his humanity, wanting to protect those people, and then ultimately and unfortunately he gets to rest. The evil spirit comes along. He ends up taking it out, dispatching it very quickly, to the point where nobody else knows what happened or what's going on. Oh, I put this in the wrong one. But it just led to the unfortunate demise of the priest and his, I believe, daughter. And then Guts gets off the carriage, and he knows that there's going to be more coming to attack, so he goes on the defensive real quick, prepares himself, starts taking them all on. Well, no, right before he starts to take them all on, excuse me, unfortunately the daughter gets out of the carriage, and one of the panels is just all of a sudden just her getting sent to the Shadow Realm, unfortunately. That was one of my reactions during that time lapse. That was definitely I was not expecting, and kind of I felt it internally. And he then goes on to dispatch a good portion of the Draugrs, essentially, and then gets shockingly cut to the inside of the carriage, and the daughter has been overtaken by, I would assume, the evil spirits, and has unfortunately her priest father, and that turns into him just taking the rest of them out, and then his narcissistic personality disorder kicks in, and he, Puck. As Puck is kind of trying to be the voice of reason and being like, it's not your fault. As Guts is kind of welling in his little bit of humanity he has. That's what Puck says to him, sends him into this fake realization that she's right. Everybody that's beneath him and less powerful, which is a narcissistic personality, probably trait that I would say, what is it? Kind of bury the humanity for a much less rational, but seemingly rational because of the narcissistic ego, due to, I guess, trauma and everything that, sometimes it happens to people that would lead to that sort of personality disorder. Then, he just laughs it off and brushes it off that, again, they couldn't even defend themselves, and I think he says something about him being there, essentially didn't matter because they would never be able to, even in the presence of him, couldn't stand their own ground. So he's just kind of probably gone through a lot, and he will eventually, probably throughout this story, it'll become more and more clear that that wall will break down, and his ego and everything, that, I don't know, hopefully, because, like I said, it is almost a living hell, losing your humanity more and more, because, everything that everybody else says to you, it's not fact to you, or it's not valid to you, so you'll do about anything to keep that mindset, because it's comfortable, and you don't have to be, you don't have to worry or care about what others think, because your mind just makes that up to protect yourself, because you're just constantly on the edge of feeling like attacked, or that your worldview is being challenged, I guess. But it's making me feel all of these things, and so far we've got one more. After this load of laundry, we'll do the time lapse again, and then we will finish the last part of this little I think what you would call it, volume 1 or something, because it only had 3 little chapters in this this part. So time lapse the rest of this laundry, and we'll get right to it. All right, we're back. I may or may not have eaten a whole roll of Rolos in between cutting and coming back here, and was watching some of those like anime fight breakdowns on my iPad in the kitchen, taking a little break. I am I'll do like a little chronic pain like scale of what I'm feeling at the times, like making these and stuff as well. I am on a couple forms of medication for it. For my panic disorder, which is also does help with my chronic pain, is Xanax, the prescription that I have been taking for several years, as well as like medical cannabidiol that is provided to me by a prescription through the state. And oh hey, sucks. But so yes, regardless to say, I do get the munchies, and currently my pain scale, since the hey, get down, come on girlie. Since my Xanax had worn off from the beginning part of the day, I tried to get some stuff done, did some dishes, and then made the previous video on the channel, the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG one, and I was feeling pretty good after taking my first Xanax of the day. Then took a little nap with the doggos on the couch, and then woke up, got some more stuff done, went out, got an outfit to complete the outfit I got on the shopping spree that I took my girlfriend out on. I ended up getting some stuff on clearance, and this was one of the things I knew I could wear in this setting for this, especially these Nike skateboarding shoes. I really liked the color, and it matched everywhere, so I got the pants and this blue undershirt just specifically to film this series for you all and for myself, because at the end of the day, these are coping mechanisms for me, and if anybody else gets enjoyment out of them, then I am grateful for that as well. But right now I'm probably at like because I had to take another of my Xanax to like calm down, and it also helped a little bit with the pain. I did it probably like an hour before filming, but I don't know, the second dose never really works as much, and you can only smoke so much of the medical cannabidiol before, you know, the threshold, your tolerance level for the day kind of goes out the window, for me at least. But yeah, probably at like a 6 out of 10. Normally without anything, I'm sitting at like a 9 out of 10 in terms of pain, and it's the same kind of pain. It's all over like every single joint in my body, and it's kind of like this not numb, but like dull, sharp, aching pain kind of that pain that you get when you're like really sick in your muscles. So it's a little bit, it's not a little bit, a lot of it debilitating for just living comfortably. But hey, we push on, and let's get on with the Guardians of Desire, Chapter 1. It is 169, which ended the brand. So another little time lapse. Let's start on this little chapter here. Well, fascinating. It looks like Berserk, I would say Volume 2 starts here, but just an amazing first dive into Berserk so far. Let's get to the, let me give myself a little recap here. Yeah, alright. And put the bookmark. Grab a basket here of clothes. Oh yeah. Yeah, oh my goodness, the chapter Guardians of Desire. Another scene where Guts shows up to his next spot in his journey. Rolls up on a public execution of a so-called heretic overseen by some lord, and they, after the unaliving of the heretic by the executioner, it is seen that the mark on her, the brand on her forehead, is the same brand that Guts has. Then Guts comes in, sees the head, is shaken up about it, and then proceeds to get squatted up on by the, I would say, the royal guard, or whatever you want to call them, for the Lord there, and proceeds to throw the head towards the Lord, catches it. Some grotesque imagery for sure. But then, after taking on, I think, a few of the guards there, he ends up running away, just trying to get, just, I guess, somewhere to, just out of their sight, and ends up getting cornered by a bunch of the knights. The slab is what I'll call it for right now. His sword. He keeps referring to it, saying that, like, one saying, some say it's like a something iron. I'll get it down because I'll probably say it a bunch more times. But the slab just absolutely does what lightsabers should always do in video games that have them. Just tore right through the knights and their armor. This is a large towel, my goodness. This absolutely decimates like 25 of the knights. I don't know how to fold this properly. I guess this one's gonna have to be square or something. He dispatches every single one of them in the most brutal fashion ever. Proceeds to get saved by this almost, I don't know, the creature in 300 that comes that has like the shield and he's all like morphed and but he wants to be one of the 300, kind of like that guy comes and saves them because they just never stop showing up, the guards. Yeah, then it kind of ends with this egg called the Helitis or something like that. So all in all, as a first dive into Berserk Volume 1, I would assume that's what they're breaking these up into since it's like a compendium. It's just a fascinating run so far. Delve into Berserk coming from somebody who's never watched the show, only heard snippets, heard how insane it is, just in terms of what goes on in the story. But since there's 13 versions of the deluxe edition, that's a lot of manga. That's a lot of reading. Well, reading and, being very at awe. I found myself in awe several times through. You'll see my expressions and everything, but I find myself entirely in awe at some points at just how quick stuff goes sideways. I'm butchering the folding of some of these clothes, but I'm giving it my all. Trust me. I think this is a morph suit. Nope, this is these. I have a blue morph suit that's about the same color. But yeah, no, I can't wait to continue to do this series. Even if for just myself, if very few people end up watching it, then so be it. That's how this stuff goes. Sometimes you just make stuff that makes you happy, and you try new things, and eventually you'll just find something that you enjoy making that you'd like to make more of, which this channel, of course, has 60 plus playlists of things that I've wanted to try, so I did try, and I did make them, and I'm proud that I had the will and the dedication to do so. I'm grateful for that, being able to have the freedom to make these things and enjoy making them in the process. Some things can become a little tedious or a little overwhelming, like grinding Rainbow Six Siege is crazy. It's just a grueling, like, mind-breaking type of grind. But you just gotta keep grinding. Gotta keep finding those things that you want to continue to work on, and then one day find your fulfillment in something that is something you enjoy. And I enjoy all of this wholeheartedly. Everything that I do, no matter how much pain I'm in, or no matter how much I feel like a certain way. These are like a pair with some undies. But I'll do a little time lapse here, finish up these this basket of laundry, and then I think I'm gonna call this one here. I hope you've all done everything you're supposed to do. Do your chores, do those little tiny things that you don't really want to because they are distracting from the things you'd rather be doing. That's the whole point of me starting this series, is because if I start incorporating this into something that I enjoy doing, then guess what? It becomes something that you will enjoy doing just on its own, because it'll remind you of this, something else that you're into doing. So after every game you play, round you play, ranked match you play, hop off, do some laundry, start the dishwasher. Overall, it'll help you feel better, and then it'll get good habits forming. And time lapse, baby. Let's get this done. Well, all in all, we got through the first volume of the Deluxe Edition Compendium that sprawls from, I'm not entirely sure where, the beginning to some end point before I need to get the next one. Like I said, haven't read up too much into it. I didn't want any spoilers, nothing like that, so I just went in blind. And I'm glad I did, because it's been a very, very, very good read so far. So far, there's nothing like, that I've heard that goes on, and it's, hopefully this is a good format that I can use reasonably without getting in trouble with YouTube or any guidelines or anything like that. Read it, and also still make a video of some sort out of it. Found some laundry money. Made a good $30 during this video already. I will be getting into the Death Note last little bit of the reading I have to do. I have from about, I'm probably about less than halfway through number 5, and then I've got 6 left. But I hope you guys maybe enjoy this format of video. We did get a lot folded. I think we got like, what, 1, 2, 3 baskets folded in 3 little chapters. I don't know what you'd really call them. I'll look that up in manga, what that's called, what that is specifically called, if it is something different. But yeah, we ended up getting quite a bit done, and I still have I have a bunch of laundry to get done, so expect a bunch more episodes of this to be coming out, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I had fun doing it. Again, and as always, this has been your host, X Wake Up Now X. I hope you're all doing well. I look forward to seeing what you think about it. Leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe potentially too, and I will see you all in whatever I do next. Peace out. Deuces. Bye.